Hi, everybody. I just want to do a quick little video about today, August 28th. I got plenty of content out there, but I wanted to address a few things that are happening today that I'm seeing lots of memes about. So fun stuff. Want to get in on that. I want to just give you some practical use of what we have going on here. So I wanted to start with one of the main things that's going on today is that Mercury is retrograde. Mercury is stationary direct. It's at 5:14 p.m. Eastern time. So depending on where you live, it could be 2:14 p.m. Pacific time. This is what it looks like. Here is Mercury stationary direct at 21 degrees of Leo, 24 minutes. It is in that last decan of Leo as well. All of that represents a period of today, Wednesday, August 28th, a day where we can feel like we're doing a lot, and our drive and our passions, we want to do a lot, Mercury and Leo. And we want to say a lot and we want to speak up, but it feels like we're stuck. So I'm not a big proponent that everything that goes wrong is Mercury's retrograde, because I've never have been, but I have to tell you, this is interacting with my chart personally very, very specifically. And I have had computer issues, and I just discovered what the problem was just a few hours ago. And so I'm really happy I've discovered what it was. I finally figured it out. But I am thrilled because I've been having a specific issue for a number of weeks now, even before Mercury was retrograde, but now I've discovered what it is. I mean, are you feeling that yourself? I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you feeling frustrated, or just like you're ready, willing, and able to do something, but the powers that be are just not allowing you to move forward quite yet? This can be part of what's going on with Mercury stationary, okay? Now, I cover all of these big specific things in my Patreon weekly forecast at tier 3. I would love you to come and support me there if you would like. Next, I wanted to talk about, I'm going to grab a new share. Next, I want to talk about, let's go find it. Here we are. This lineup in the sky. I know this looks bizarre, but I've seen a few memes, those just pictures with words about how everything's lined up. All of these planets, and it's hard for them to be actually, all of these planets are not visible all at the same time, but they are all lined up at this, from east to west, west to east. And I just wanted to circle them for you so you could see, and I'm going to give you a brief description of what overall it means. So I want to show you this so you can see here. This is Saturn. This is at 7 a.m. my location on August 28th, and there's Saturn. Neptune is right in this area here. Saturn is just below the horizon. And then there's Uranus. And then we have Uranus in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces. Jupiter and Mars are both in Gemini. Here's the moon just shifting into Cancer. Yep. And then there's Mercury, and there's the sun. So once the sun is above the horizon, we can't see this anyways. And Venus is below the horizon. Pluto is way down below. That's what it looks like there. And let me give you one more picture. I can make this a little bit bigger. Here's what that exact configuration looks like in our astrology charts. There's Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, Mars, Moon, Mercury, the sun, and Venus. And that's what it looks like. And the only other planet that we have in here is Pluto. We still use Pluto, of course. So that is what those things are showing us. And so what is that? Oops. Did I do a new share? I didn't. Here it is. This is not the chart I want. That's Mercury stationary. I'm going to go get it. Here it is. This is there's the Saturn. There we go. I want to make sure I have the right share up. Sometimes I don't share the right thing by accident. There we go. So hopefully that's what showed up. There we are. Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, all of those guys. So those are those planets. That's the setup. That is the big setup that we have going on. And so I'm going to stop my share now. And so what I wanted to tell you about what that configuration means, honestly, it happens regularly. I want you to understand that it happens regularly. Let me see if I can, because here's that one. Here's one more. Yeah, this was, they're almost in the same position, except Mercury and Venus are in two different places. This was June 2022. Okay, June 2022. This is what the lineup looked like. And right now, here we are in August 2024. This is what the lineup looks like. This is some stellarium. This is somebody's picture I grabbed off the web, but it's very accurate. So I just wanted you to understand that those lineups happen regularly. And, earlier in this year of 2024, we had a lot of planets all within like 120 degrees. So if you recall, we had a lot of planets that were all bunched up. Well, now they're spreading out. And so that gives us a serious amount and a nice shift, a nice sense of what is happening. So if we want to start with Saturn, we have Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So boundaries and responsibilities, and that we're blending that in with our compassion and our spirituality and our growth and what is the structure and foundation there. Neptune in Pisces is like tapping into the dream world and our heightened sense of intuition, working in the dream world and focusing on how we can bring that into reality thanks to Saturn in Pisces. Uranus in Taurus, for sure brings about those major changes that are just happen just like that. We can only anticipate so much when it comes to Uranus, and Uranus in the sign of Taurus. It's been in there since 2018. It's at the very end of Taurus right now. Still stays in there for another year, but the point of Uranus and Taurus is radical changes, a change in our values, Uranus and Taurus, and how the status quo, how things get distributed, and how we can like really dig into something fresh and new. This is, again, we're just going to really hit this quick. Then there's Jupiter and Mars, both in the sign of Gemini. Mars is moving on soon, but right now with this pattern that everybody is talking about, and it's about the expansion of curiosity, of information, of learning, of communication and adapting, right? And when we have Mars in Gemini, that's Jupiter in Gemini. And when we have Mars in Gemini, it's like, what actions can I take? What mental pursuits do I need to do? How can I communicate better? Right? It's also an overload of information. It's dramatizing things that don't need to be dramatized. That's Jupiter. It's inflating information that isn't a big deal, but is being made a big deal. So we have to be really careful of that. That's really important. And right now we have, for the next 2 days, the moon in the sign of Cancer. And as the moon is moving through that sign of Cancer on, let me look at my ephemeris here, on Tuesday, the 28th, Wednesday, the 29th, and part of the 30th, we're in a waning lunar phase. So the moon in Cancer out of bounds and in a waning phase is about really tapping into what's important for you in your own emotions and how you take care of yourself, the nurturing of your own feelings and emotions, and how sensitive we are. Definitely a strong connection to our nurturing instincts and to feel and care for home. Then Mercury in the sign of Leo, we just discussed that. Mercury in Leo retrograde, I already just talked about that. It's direct on the 28th at 5:15 p.m. Was it 5:15? 5:14 p.m. Eastern time. So we already talked about that. Then that sun in the sign of Virgo, of course, being focused and grounded and organized, and paying attention to our daily health and wellness and those qualities. And the last of Venus, she was below the horizon at that snapshot of the sky this morning. And Venus in Virgo, love, relationships, expressing that through acts of service, expressing that through daily activities and daily chores. Venus will enter Libra on the early morning of the 29th of August. And I have the daily forecast that YouTube shorts. I do a lot of YouTube shorts. Come check them out. I think, I wanted to leave you with that. Just wanted to cover that a little bit. I wanted to cover the hype that we get about some of these astronomical events and how they play out astrologically. I know I talk fast. I know that was a lot of information in a matter of just a couple of minutes. However, that's how I wanted to share it. Blessings, everybody. Please comment, like, share, and I will see you next time. Namaste.